I just got finished with recording something else, but I just feel like I could just talk for days right now. I just got done talking about like how I'm just like about how just like I just don't have a girlfriend, and that like I just have a fear of just being lonely forever. But that fear or whatever is just, that's a good fear to have, because otherwise, what else would be pushing me towards not being lonely or whatever. you know the problem that I have with people are the people that tell me not to worry, or the people that tell me, love will come when you least expect it, or the people who tell me I didn't have things figured out. It's just like, I don't know. This is from the last video, and I'm still on this rant. But keep worrying. Those people are lying to you. They're lying to you. They're bums. Those people aren't going to achieve anything. They're losers. They don't have things figured out. And you wonder why. They're 30 years old and they don't have things figured out, and they're telling you not to have things figured out. Well, it's because they made mistakes along the way that put them in a place where they don't have things figured out. They made those mistakes. Those aren't mistakes that you should make as well, to put yourself in a place where you don't have things figured out. If you don't know what you want to do in life, start doing things. Start doing things. I don't know what I want to do in life. Start trying everything. Try to become a mechanic. If that doesn't work out, try and become a carpenter. If that doesn't work out, try and become, do something with technology. If that doesn't work out, just keep doing things. You just have to keep doing things. And I sound like some corporate input where it's like, keep working until you die. No, I'm not talking about that. I don't want you to work until you die. I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. You're not going to be happy without a purpose. You're not going to be happy without a girlfriend. Well, that's not true. You're not going to be happy unless you have a good relationship with the Lord. Or I should say joy. You're not going to be joyful. Fear is a healthy thing. You should only fear God. That's what a lot of people say. But then I think, well, I don't know. There are things, you think back to, the biggest thing that you hear when it comes to only fear God is, David and Goliath, and David went out trying to face Goliath in spite of everything. But see, that situation is different, David saw an enemy, saw the dragon, he saw the challenge, and he did not fear the challenge. And I think that's what it all is. That's it. You will have normal fears in life. That is natural. But you cannot fear the challenge. You should not fear the challenge. That is the thing that you should not fear. That is the thing that you should be weary of. Fear nothing except God. But you got to go out and face Goliath. You shouldn't be afraid of facing Goliath when you have the Lord on your side. If I have a fear of fire, I'm not going to touch fire, unless, my family is in the house burning inside or whatever, and I got to go grab my kid, or I got to go save someone. I got to pray and be like, Lord, protect me, or whatever. I'm really afraid of this fire. But that fire is a challenge. Just don't be afraid of the challenges that life throws at you. But the thing is, you have to face the challenges. You have to face the challenges. Someone tells you that, oh, don't worry, bro. I was in the same spot. I didn't know what I wanted to do either. Well, you have to face the challenge. You can't just, being like, oh, okay, no, blah, blah, blah. Face these challenges in life as early as possible, and then that's less challenges that you have to face later. You only have really 10 years in your prime. That's not true. Really, like 15, maybe like 20, from 20 to 40. 20 to 38. People say 38 is the prime age for men. I don't know. But you really only have 20 years. The clock is ticking, so you got to go out and face that challenge right now when you're strongest. No one wants to face a challenge when they're 70. Face the challenges in life. Face everything. Try, fail as many times as you can at a young age. I mean, that's the thing. Keep on worrying, but face the challenge. Yeah, that's really it. All right, I think I'm done talking about that subject. I think I'm just going to record a different video.